Hello and welcome to Thinking About Star Realms. In this video, we're going to be playing Chapter 3, Mission 6 of the campaign. As always, if you have any strategy tips or think that I made the wrong decision at any point, please put it in the comments. Like in the last couple of games, we start with a standard deck. We do start with two gambits. One, the Unlikely Alliance, lets us draw two cards. And as always, I feel like I will not make optimal use of it. And we have the Smuggling Run, which we had in the last game. And as I mentioned, it's something that we want to pop off early. Now, our opponent starts off with a standard deck, but also has a Blob Fighter, a Battle Pod, a Trade Pod, and a Ram in their deck. So, they're pretty well set for, dealing us a bunch of damage. And with the Trade Pod and a Ram, they do have a decent economy. So the trade row, the only thing you can do is go aggressive, which I guess we're racing our opponent, which I'm not too thrilled about, but we do have the gambits on our side. So going aggressive, obviously, it's only two scouts in our hand. It's between the Explorer and the Missile Bot. So Missile Bot is the obvious choice. Explorer is not going anywhere. We don't need a lot of trade to buy from this row. It's cheap cards, but it's cards that deal a lot of damage, so being able to burst our opponent down quickly is good. We also have the Smuggling Run Gambit here, which lets us get a 4-cost card without paying for it. So the targets for that would be the Battle Barge, maybe the Merc Cruiser. I like the Battle Barge because it's damage and a discard, while Merc Cruiser is damage and an ally. But I think with 2 cost, we're probably not going to do better than a Missile Bot. For 4, maybe we'll find something better than a Battle Barge. I mean, the only 2 cost that I would want over the Missile Bot is maybe a Battle Pod to deny our opponent it. But let's just get the Missile Bot for now. See what we flip. We flip a Star Market. So that's an interesting proposition. That opens a theoretical second path. We Smuggling Run the Star Market, and we go for a base wall. I think a base wall is best if you can build it up, and we won't be able to keep bases in play. So yeah, I think you Smuggling Run the Battle Barge. We could wait until next turn to see if a better 4-cost pops up after our opponent buys, but I think the Battle Barge is good enough that we should just take it now. Double Star Market. Okay, that changes things a lot. Maybe I should have waited and or Smuggling Run the Star Market, but what else? Okay, get rid of one of the Star Markets, and they get the Sploder. Okay. They had how much trade? They only had. They had these two. What happened? Oh no, yeah, they had the Battle Pod to share from the row, and then with the 2 cost, I guess you do go with the Explorer there. Sorry, let's try to figure out what the hell happened on my opponent's turn, but yeah. What to buy? We can still go for the Star Market, but I mean, there's still not too many good trade targets. Mega Hauler is, I mean, it's powerful, but for 7 cost, I don't like its ability because it's properly costed, but if you're already buying 7 costs, you should probably be in a pretty good economic position to pretty much buy any other ship in the game. So I feel like the Mega Hauler is rarely worth it. What else do we have? Yeah. So I think Merc Cruiser's a solid buy here. Survey Ship is... It's a buy if you were going to be going for Star Empire, but we don't have any Star Empire yet in the trade row, so let's just go for the Merc Cruiser. Damage is good. I was hoping we'd flip a good 2-cost over. Instead we flip a really good 4-cost over, but getting the Exploder is... I'll do it, because anything we buy is going to pay off over the course of the game. Yeah. And they get the patrol mech. Hey, we get a space station. I like the space station for a few reasons. One, it's a bit of a shield to slow our opponent down, plus it's a bit of damage. Two, it can be trade if we want to go for a big ship that's not the Mega Hauler. And three, it stops our opponent from getting Space Station Star Market, which will be annoying because we haven't quite developed our damage reliably yet, while they obviously started off with reasonable damage. So I'm going to grab the Space Station. And now the Imperial Fighter's out, which makes the Space Station better of a buy and the Survey Ship a better buy. And I'll keep the Exploder around for one more rotation of our deck. They get the Mega Hauler. Ooh, Blob Carrier. Now that is a good buy target. Use the Missile Bot to get rid of a Scout. Because if we are buying anything big, it's probably going to be through the Space Station. The Patrol Mech would be a great buy, but we don't have the trade for it. We could scrap the Unlikely Alliance, and we're guaranteed it. But as I said, I never use the Unlikely Alliance in the right spot. So I'm not going to pop it. Please put it in the comments if I should have. Yellow, since that's red, since that's the only ally ability we have. Let's get another Explorer. I think we do need to get a lot more cards to our deck, and we are coming a little bit short on trade a couple times. Okay, takes the Blob Carrier out. He does get the Star Market. Okay, so we have two things we can buy here. We get the Patrol Mech, which is some good trade if there is a good trade target, and some damage if there isn't. Or there's the Blob Wheel, which denies our opponent it because it will synergize with like a bunch of blobs, synergizes with the Star Market. And this is legitimately a hard decision. There is a line of taking the Survey Ship, but I don't think that's a very good line. Did our opponent pick up the wrong button? Did our opponent pick up the yellow thing, the little yellow thing? Yeah, he did pick up the Imperial Fighter, but still, you know, it did the Space Survey Ship to activate the Space Station ally ability, but I don't think it's a very good strategy. I do like the Blob Wheel buy, unfortunately. Like, it's not a very good card in our deck, but it will be a very good card for our opponent. And you know, once I buy it, I'll just be looking for where we can scrap it for good value. I'm not going to just scrap it for nothing, but value. Second Missile Bot comes out. Yeah. They get the Patrol Mech. Yeah, we can get a second Missile Bot. Yes, scrap is not as good anymore, but it's still some damage, and scrap is scrap. And what the hell am I going to do with my trade? Buy a Fed shuttle? No. buy the Explorer. Too late for that. Not buy anything? Maybe. Maybe that's the good thing to do. But I do like the missile bot. If the Battle Blob was out, I could have scrapped the space station. Ah well. I'm afraid our opponent's gonna get it. Could scrap the Unlikely Alliance, and what could we draw? So Explorer and anything would get it for us. So 2 of these, how many possible permutations? So it's 5, choose 2. I don't feel like calculating the possible permutations of this, but yeah, I think I'll live wild. Yeah, we got it. Grab the Battle Blob. Use the Merc Cruiser to activate the Slobot ally. And we are bursting our opponent down. Like, 1 hit from the Battle Blob and he's done for, but you know, we might also be done for soon. Definitely buy the Merc Cruiser. Not gonna pop the Battle Blob because, you know, if our opponent wants to waste damage on the Battle Blob, they're free to. I'm assuming we're probably gonna be winning in this deck, so whatevs. Discard a card, okay. Could scrap the Blob Wheel for the War World, but nah. At this point, just not gonna buy anything. Any buys just gonna be introducing more chaos into the game, and don't want the chaos. Don't want, you know, some amazing card to come out that he can Mega Hauler and then pull out through a draw somewhere. Nope, just not gonna do that. Gonna hold off and hope the opponent's not gonna have enough damage to kill us, because I think our next hand is guaranteed to kill, more or less. And yeah, I think that's fatal. That. Just calculating exact damage here. I think we can kill. Yep, we can kill exactly. Get like yellow. There you go. And we got an achievement for not having any blue cards in their deck. But there you go. I don't think my strategy was particularly good for this mission, but it's just playing a clean game and playing what the trade row gave me. Like, yeah, I feel like this run is not necessarily a good show of how to beat this mission, but it's a good show of how to play an aggressive trade row. So there was a lot of questionable calls throughout the game, so if you thought I should have made an opposite decision at any point, maybe I should have gone for the double star market early, that might have paid out because there were a bunch of bases that did go through the trade over the course of the game. You know, throw that in the comments. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day. Bye-bye.